title picture. I would love to see Ricochet and Aleister Black pick up them damn Raw tag titles. I'm really hoping, I'll get to the Fastlane results. I don't want to, my prediction was that Aleister Black and Ricochet would walk out of Fastlane with the tag titles. I'll continue this once I get into the Fastlane results. I'm going to speed along here and with the Raw results so I can get into SmackDown, and then we can talk us some Fastlane. Tamina Snuka ended up defeating Sasha Banks, giving Tamina and Nia Jax some momentum leading into Fastlane. I am not a fan of Nia Jax nor Tamina. Nia Jax needs to be sent back to developmental or, be future endeavored something. She is hurt countless women in the ring. She's really not. She's the female Roman Reigns. She sucks on the mic. Her movesets aren't that great. She's garbage. And, much like Roman Reigns, the only reason Nia Jax has been pushed as much as she has is because, you guessed it, she's related to The Rock. So Josh Brandt said, future endeavor her. And I agree. Nia Jax is, I'll say it again, she's garbage. So we'll see in the Fastlane results if her and Tamina were able to pick up them tag team titles, or if my girl Bayley and Sasha Banks were able to retain their Raw Women's Tag Team Championships. We had a Raw Tag Team Championship match, and it was Aleister Black and Ricochet versus the Revival. Ricochet and Aleister Black won the match, but it was via disqualification, so still your tag team champs going into Fastlane is the Revival. This was turning into a really good match. And out came Bobby Roode and Chad Gable, and ended up attacking the Revival, thus leading to the disqualification. Ricochet and Aleister Black were definitely not happy about it. This could have been probably one of the best matches of the night had that disqualification not happened, but we won't know because Bobby Roode and Chad Gable had to go stick their nose in business that doesn't belong. They are upset that they did not get their tag team title rematch. As you know, under this new McMahon regime, title rematches aren't just going to be handed out anymore. So if you're the champion and you lose your title, it's back of the line to you. That's how it's appearing right now. But we will see how long this holds up because, Vince McMahon has a chubby for Brock Lesnar. So if he does happen to lose at WrestleMania, at that point, it's just a matter of time of when they're going to give him that rematch. But I'm hoping that this does stand, that just because you're the champion, you're not entitled to a rematch. I feel it should be that way. It should have been that way for a long time. If you lose your title, SOL, work your way back up, give the next guy line a shot, because WWE does look over a lot of championship material guys. Finn Balor, Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar, Braun Strowman, Drew McIntyre, all these guys could have been having beautiful title runs, awesome feuds, and instead they give it to the guy who appears once every 4 months. And it's pretty sad that the Raw Women's Champion is there every single week. We see the women's title on Raw more than we do the Universal title. Brock Lesnar don't even cut his own damn promos. So I'm really hoping that Seth Rollins curb stomps the shit out of him at WrestleMania and takes that damn title. But we'll get into that a little bit more here in a little bit. That's going to wrap up our Raw results. Overall, I would give this week's episode of Raw a solid B+. It wasn't the best of shows. It wasn't the worst that I've seen. There were some pretty good matches. Like I said, Heavy Machinery destroying the jobber tag teams was pretty good. To me, the highlight of the night was that Triple H promo. Like I said, if you haven't got a chance to check it out, go check out that damn promo. You will not be disappointed at all. Moving on to our SmackDown results. Give me just a moment here. Kofi Kingston ended up defeating Jeff Hardy, Samoa Joe, and then AJ Styles defeated Kofi Kingston, and we were having a gauntlet match, or gauntlet type match over on SmackDown. Randy Orton would go on to defeat AJ Styles, and hold on, I think I got the wrong results here. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm giving you guys the wrong results. This was leading into the Elimination Chamber. I didn't get to check out this week's SmackDown, so give me just a second here, and I will pull up the correct results. Okay, so Charlotte Flair would come out and gloat over replacing Becky Lynch. She promised to steal the show at WrestleMania. Charlotte, man, I can't. That whole situation just, really grinds my gears. They have officially made winning the Royal Rumble pointless. Becky Lynch, as we know, won the Royal Rumble, and then since then she hurt her knee supposedly. I don't know if her knee really is injured or if this is all part of the storyline. I'm kind of hoping, or was hoping, that she would pull that knee brace off and just go to town on Charlotte at Fastlane. But I'm going to get into that in just a moment. I'm trying to get these SmackDown results, but I'm having some issues here, so I may just go ahead and skip this week's SmackDown results if I cannot find this. And again, big shout outs to everybody who's in the chatty, who's listening in. You guys are amazing. Big shout outs to Josh Branch, Miss Samantha, who are rocking it over in the chatty. All of our listeners at home as well. Real quick, I got our top countries who have listened to the World Wrestling Podcast in the last month, and you guys are absolutely awesome. We had listeners from Sweden, which is our number 2 country, listening to the World Wrestling Podcast. The United States is number 1, followed by Sweden. So big shout outs to all of our Swedish listeners. You guys are awesome. After that, we had the United Kingdom, Canada, Indonesia, Mexico, Italy, Ireland, and New Zealand. So big shout outs to all the countries tuning in to the World Wrestling Podcast. It's truly appreciated. Since the beginning of the year, the top countries that have listened to the World Wrestling Podcast are as follows. Again, what I just read off was in the last 30 days, those were the top listening countries. Since the beginning of the year, the top countries are the United States, Canada, Mexico, the United Kingdom, Indonesia, Ireland, Australia, Germany, and New Zealand. You guys are absolutely awesome, and I can't thank you guys enough. You guys, every time I log in and see my views have went up. During the hiatus, I had people emailing me, asking me when we're going to come back. Just the amount of support the World Wrestling Podcast has gotten from when I first started it to now is absolutely amazing. And from the bottom of my heart, I truly appreciate every single person who takes time out of their day to listen to the World Wrestling Podcast, who has popped in the chatty to say hi, who sent an email. You guys make me keep wanting to do this. I love doing it. And again, thank you. And I was able to find those SmackDown results. The new Daniel Bryan kicked off SmackDown Live. We had a video package that recapped the events of last week's show, in which a returning Kevin Owens replaced Kofi Kingston in the WWE Championship match at Fastlane, which left the whole SmackDown Live brand, as well as the WWE Universe, reeling in the process. Kofi Kingston is red hot right now. WWE needs to capitalize on this. Kofi has so much pop right now. I haven't seen him this hot since he was feuding with Randy Orton on Raw a few years ago. I believed that the WWE should have gave him the title then, and they need to give him the title now. Whether it's a short run, I don't really see him having a super long title run like AJ Styles had. But he needs a good title run. It's about time. Kofi Kingston, he's put in his dues for many years, and I think it's time that WWE pays that off and gives him the WWE Championship. Like I said, even if it's for a short run, I'd be super happy to see it. Josh Branch does not feel that way. He says, I don't buy Kofi. Why not, man? Like I said, Kofi's on fire right now. He's put in his dues. He's had some of the best matches of his career leading up to the Elimination Chamber and since the Elimination Chamber. Like, he went off in that chamber. Like, I was super impressed at his performance inside the Elimination Chamber. The matches the matches he had leading up